Hi folks, hope you're okay today. It's good to see you. And I'm just telling you as it is. Like I said, I've left YouTube. I don't want anything to do with YouTube. I'm not interested in getting involved in YouTube. I've tried my best to reason with the atheist community, to be honest with the atheist community, and the atheist community has failed to deal with these two YouTube archive channels, and nobody cares, nobody gives a damn. And my auntie is very, very ill, and people don't care. And you have these idiotic atheists who say, "Oh, you're using your auntie to try and use that as a ploy." And the funny thing is that it's actually true. My auntie isn't well, and I don't want to be on YouTube, and I don't want to be making this video. But at the end of the day, you don't care, and because you don't care, I'm here to just tell it as it is, and I'm going to tell you as it is, whether you like it or not. I'm going to tell you some home truths that you all need to hear on YouTube, and then I'm done. Basically, you are full of amorality. You don't have any morality. And I'm on about some of you Christians, so-called Christians out there, and I'm on about you atheists out there. You don't have a morality. You have amorality. You have a kind of sadistic immorality that you think is morality. My auntie's not well. I want to leave YouTube, and yet you're being sadistic and you're being cyberbullying. Now, a Google Archive channel has put videos up of me, and some of those videos are saying that I've said Alex is a good person or fundamentally flawed. And I made those videos because I tried to help the guy. I tried to get the guy to see the need to go forward, the need to stop being nasty, the need to stop being aggressive. And he's not seen that need. He thinks it's okay. And so, because I want to leave YouTube, because I want to look after my auntie, I want to live in peace, and these atheists won't let me live in peace. I exposed Alex yesterday for a barefaced lie, and I want to ask you, Alex, very clearly, did you lie? Yes, you lied. You actually said that the support officer had actually seen me, and that is a barefaced lie, mate. Complete, utter lie. Alright? And I don't want to talk to you, so don't try and get in contact with me. Don't try and spin it. Just make a statement that you didn't lie. But you did lie. You made a barefaced lie to the atheist community and to everybody else about the police, and the police did not contact me about seeing my doctor. Alright? So you're lying. Alright? Jim Gardner was lying when he said he published all the emails, because if he published all the emails, has he shown the email where he said he's called me childish? Because if he has, it's disgusting that he's so-called trying to help when he actually did something like that. The fact of the matter is, a large number of atheists gathered together, and they actually planned for me to see my doctor and forced the police to get me to see a doctor. And the complaints about my health were basically he's got too many books in his room. Yeah, too many books in his room. So you're not getting away with it. You either pull these two channels down or we continue to up the ante. You're not getting away with it. Now I want to ask some questions about certain people. How many people gathered together and discussed about me seeing a doctor? How many of them tried to suggest that I should get sectioned? Does anybody know? What did you actually discuss? Who was there? Is there a recording of this? Can we see the recording? Can we hear the discussion? I'd like to know. I mean, after all, it was about me. And surely, if you do care, you would actually have some kind of information so that we can all check it out. Secondly, I'd like to know what DPR John's role was in this, trying to get me sectioned. Did he advise you? What advice did he give you? And I'd like to know what advice he actually gave you, if he gave you of any. Thirdly, I'd like to know all the people involved in this trying to get me sectioned. I want all the names, and I want all the addresses, because maybe I'd like to thank them for the wonderful kindness that they showed me, or maybe I'd like to send them a letter from a solicitor. So would you provide all their addresses, please, Alex, who got this going? After all, you do care, don't you? So you will provide all the addresses of these people who met at this time to try and get me sectioned, because I'd like to send them a letter. So will you provide all the information for this, please? And I'd like to know exactly what you actually wrote to the police. I'd like all the information. So could you send me all the detailed information that you actually sent to the police? Because and I do have a right, if it was about me, and if it was in the public interest, as it supposedly was in the public interest that you were doing this, will you provide us with the information, Alex? All the information that you actually gave to the police, we would like, okay? Publish it for us. Give me the information. Send it to me privately, whatever. But I want all the addresses of these people that was involved in this discussion, and I also want the actual detailed information. Next thing I want to ask is what was East Coast or West Coast Atheist involvement in this? Were they involved in the discussion? What did they say? The other thing I'd like to ask is Ozzy. Ozzy made a categorical statement that YouTube actually closed my channels down at the period where I made a video about committing suicide for an hour. I put it up, I pulled it down. I made that video because you all, well, not you specifically, but many atheists actually threatened me, and I was scared, so I made that video, and then I pulled it down, and then you put it up and made everybody believe. I pulled it down within an hour, and you made everybody believe, as atheists, that I'd actually committed suicide. And at that time, Ozzy, I pulled my YouTube channels down, a number of them, and Ozzy made a statement. And that statement was that YouTube had actually pulled my channels down. What I'd like to ask you, Ozzy, is why did you say that? And what evidence did you have at the time, and what evidence do you have now? And why would you say that? I would like evidence. Yeah, I made some videos about Alex saying he's a nice person and I hope he moves on, because I wanted Alex to move on and not be in this cyberbullying kind of culture that he's created. But he didn't move on. And so I made the video yesterday making it clear that he did a barefaced lie. And now, because he's done all these things behind my back, I have a right to know who was involved in the discussions about me. I have a right to their addresses, and I have a right to the information that they sent to the police, because I would like to look at that information, and I would like to consult people about that information and to see how that information bears well with what the police actually got. I'd like that information, please. Because I believe that you made a barefaced lie, Alex, to the police, to the atheist and Christian community about the police, because the police never ever contacted me about seeing my doctor, and they're in serious trouble when I actually get time to write to them, and my doctor is in serious trouble. Okay? So these are some of the questions that you need to spring up. I don't want to talk to you, Alex. I find you a very cyberbullying person. I think you've got mental health issues yourself. I think that you are seriously unhinged, and I think Jim Gardner is too. And I think you're two people who are irresponsible and should not be on YouTube at this present time. You have serious issues that you need dealing with, and also Jim Gardner has serious issues. And I don't want to mess with you because you're a nasty piece of work, and Jim Gardner's a nasty piece of work. As for Bible Thumping Wingnut, you said you don't watch my videos and the rest of it. When I was in a bit of a crisis, when all the atheists were beating up on me, you stuck the boot in as well. You weren't there for me, mate. And you said you don't watch my videos, but you watched one of my videos yesterday or today and made a comment under my video. Basically, at the end of the day, Alex invited a guy who said he was a Christian, but he was a racist. He was despicable in his beliefs. He was a racist. He was horrible in his attitude and beliefs. And you went and took a clip of this racist and tried to use it against Alex to make Alex look bad. That's the pits. How can you take a racist and use a clip of a racist to try and make an atheist look bad? That is a dumb thing to do. And then you had two people come on your show and discuss a racist guy and racist attitudes, when really you should have said, this is disgusting, we're not even going to talk about it. Because by discussing this guy's views, you kind of in a way legitimize it without realizing it. So you can say whatever you want, Bible Thumping Wingnut. You can do your presuppositional apologetics, but your presuppositional apologetics doesn't mean a thing. Because at the end of the day, when your own brothers are in dire straits, and when I needed you at that time, when they were all bullying me from the New Covenant group to the Magic Sandwich Show, when they were all ripping into me and saying I plagiarized, you were not there defending me. You were not there by my side. You were not there coming out, standing by me, mate. And when I made a video in anger against them, and I wasn't targeting a specific woman, I was targeting Jim and Alex, you then jumped in and stuck the boot. So don't make it an excuse, mate. The fact of the matter is you didn't show any love to your brother who needed you, and if you had anything to say, you should have Skyped me. You should have had a private word with me, not gone public, alright? So don't be such a hypocrite and two-faced, alright, mate? And also you've got a mate called William Tyndale who's a Calvinist, and he's got about as much compassion as a prickly porcupine, alright? So he can keep his Calvinism, and you can keep your Calvinism, and you can keep your presuppositionalism, because it don't mean a thing to me when you haven't got an ounce of love, alright? So, basically, you're a bunch of hypocrites. You, Alex, are a hypocrite. You, Jim, are a hypocrite. You, DPR Jones, are a hypocrite. And all the atheists that met on that day are hypocrites, because you're a bunch of cowards. You're a bunch of cowards what you did. It was horrible what you did. It was nasty. It was really disgusting what you did. You didn't try to help. I can prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're a bunch of hypocrites. After that, trying to get me sectioned, and it all blew over. A few days later, maybe a week later, you had a show, the Fundamental Show, and DPR Jones and other atheists were all gathered on there, and you were all laughing at me. You were all laughing at me, saying, "Oh, don't," when acting like me. "Oh, don't debate me, I'll commit suicide," and you all laughed, and DPR Jones said something like that, and you all laughed, and he laughed. So that shows the compassion of you atheists. You didn't care. You were nasty, you were vicious, and you made me lose 2,000 videos. You've kept 2 channels on me, and you were absolutely disgusting. And you've got away with it. But hopefully people will watch this video and they'll realise that you didn't get away with it. And like I said, I will inform the police about about what happened, and they will get a rebuke. Make no bones about it, they will get a letter when I get the time, and my doctor will get a letter. And at the end of the day, if I had your addresses, if you provided the addresses, and if you provided the report that you gave to me, and if you provided the people who were actually meeting on that day, you would also get letters through your post. You would. I would take you to court for what you did if I had your addresses. So send them to me, and we'll see what we can do with the solicitor, because I would go to the solicitors and I would get in contact, because what you did was absolutely horrendous. It was absolutely horrendous. You put that video of me so-called committing suicide when I'd actually informed you why I put it up, and I took it down, and you kept it up, and even to this day it's still up. Even to this day there is a channel, Still Cyberbullying Me, still has that video up. And you've crossed the line. You crossed the line weeks ago, and you're not getting away with it. I'm sorry, you're not getting away with it. It's not going to be brushed under the carpet. Now you can stop all this from getting worse and worse and worse by pulling those channels down. But if you're not going to pull those channels down, it is going to get worse. Things are going to escalate. I'm not going to give up, right? I am just not going to give up. So the ball's in your court. It's as simple as that. And you're wasting my time, you're wasting my energy. I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be having a controversy with you all. I don't want to be doing this. I've got an auntie that's really seriously ill. I've had a wonderful day today. I've been to Liverpool doing evangelism. I've come back, I've had a lovely day. And to be honest, I don't want to be doing this. But you're not getting away with it. I'm absolutely determined that you're not going to get away with trying to get me sectioned by misinforming the police, by the police not informing me what was happening, and by the doctor not informing me what was happening. You are not going to get away with it. It's not going to be brushed under the carpet. It's just not going to happen. Unless you get rid of those channels and you call it a day. But if you're not going to call it a day, then we continue. And it's up to you. So DP, let us know what involvement you had with this group. Be very nice to know. Send us a report of all that you sent the police. Every scrap of information would be wonderful to have. Send it me. Everything. And then I can compare it with what the police have got. And give me the addresses of all the people that met on that day when you were discussing about me. And always remember, when you had that wonderful discussion where you talked about We'll Help Jason, it was only a week later you were all taking the piss and having a laugh. And on top of that, we have the wonderful Bible-thumping wingnut with his wonderful Reformed Calvinism and presuppositionalism, bearing wonderful gifts of peace and joy and love to his fellow Presup Calvinist, minimal facts, apologies, whatever, Jason Burns. So there we are. You're a bunch of hypocrites, you're a bunch of cowards, you're a lot of you are psychologically dysfunctional. You're a nasty bunch of people, and you're not going to get away with it. It's as simple as that. Unless you see sense and compromise and pull those videos down. I have no interest in this. I have no interest in this at all. I have no interest in this. I have no interest in a war with you, atheist. And I don't want a war with you, atheist. Because I'm messing with nasty people. I mean, you are nasty, vicious people. But I tell you this, you picked on the wrong guy, because I'm not for turning. And if you want to get nasty with me, then you get nasty. But you ain't gonna put me off the scent. You will be exposed and I will take you on, and I don't care how nasty you get. And you are nasty. I mean, these people, I kid you not, these people are nasty, and they are psychologically deranged. Why did you shut down Fundamentally Flawed, Alex? Is it because you were afraid it'd all blow up in your face? Is it because you were afraid that you knew there'd be, if the police found out actually what you were saying, that it might actually blow up in your face? Is that why it is, Alex? So you closed Fundamentally Flawed down? Is that why? Is that why, Alex? Eh? Come on, tell us, mate. It's no good running and hiding and then sending little messages through people saying, Alex wants to speak to you so you can set something up and trying to trip me up or trap me or whatever. Huh? Why did you shut Fundamentally Flawed down, mate? I'll tell you why. Because you knew you went beyond the bound. You knew that you pushed it too far. And you knew if the police asked a few questions, it would blow up in your face, mate. That's why. That's why you all closed Fundamentally Flawed down. Alright? Now I'm saying to you atheists out there, let me look after my auntie who's not well, and let me get on with my life. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. And you were causing this to go higher and higher and higher. And it's going to get bitter, and it's going to get really, really hard for all. All you got to do is get those channels closed, and I will pull these videos down, and it's the end of it. But if you're going to be nasty and vicious and pull all the stops to try and get me sectioned with my doctor, and now I've got to change my doctor and write to the police, if you're going to try these kind of things on me, then I'm sorry you're not getting away with it. And I don't care about you Christians, you Eddie, or any other Christians out there who tell me leave it alone and all this. No, I won't leave it alone, because I'm not being bullied by people who are vicious and nasty. Alright? Get it sorted out and we'll call it a day. Simple as that. Sort it out. Get rid of the channels. Call it a day. You don't call it a day, then we go to the next level. And it's getting pretty difficult for you. It's getting pretty hot for you. You've had one video that's really hot. This has been really hot. And it's going to get hotter. So it's up to you. I don't fear you. I don't care what you can do to me. I don't care. Alright? I'm sick and tired of you being so nasty and vicious of what you did to me. That I'm absolutely determined that we either compromise or we go all the way. And I'm prepared to go all the way. I'm prepared if it means that we have to go to court, and we go to court, I'm willing to do that. If that's what it takes, I'm willing to do that. Because I'll not have you bully me like you did. I'll not have you try and get me to go to the doctors without permission from me and my family. Without the police informing me, and without my doctor informing me. Even the doctor said the police should have informed me, and the doctor gave an outright lie. My doctor said to me that she'd actually tried to inform me what was happening, and that was a barefaced lie. I had no written records, I had no information from my doctor at all. I got a letter from my doctor, and the doctor said to me, you need to come in for a general checkup. And I went into the doctors thinking it was for a general checkup, and it was not for a general checkup. It was for an assessment on being sectioned. She said categorically that she could section me. That was not emotional rape, that was completely beyond the pale. And you, Alex, were behind that, and you've actually admitted it. You were behind me trying to get me to the doctors. And I want to know how many people were involved. I want to know what was said about me. I want the report from you, Alex, and all the people involved, and I want all of your addresses. That's the next step. Otherwise, close the channels down and we'll call it quits. If not, I want questions for you to answer, DP, and I want the addresses of everyone involved, and I want all the information that you sent the police sent to me, because I have a right to that information. And I also want the addresses of all the people, because when I've looked at the information and I've seen what you said, I'm going to contact the police and see what information they've got, and if the two don't match, and if they're not correct, then I'll take it to legal action. So I want you to prepare that information and send it to me. Otherwise, close the channels down and we'll have nothing more of it. It will end. So simple as that. That's the next step. It's in your court now. But you're not cyberbullying me anymore, and I want you to leave me alone. All I want to do is get on with my life. I want to get on and do my thing. Alright? And you, I got your name wrong. You, Christopher Mort, or whatever your name is, you're one of the worst cyberbullies going. Because when I had my debate with DPR Jones, I had DPR Jones kicking me saying I plagiarized. I had Ozzy saying I plagiarized. I had Dr. Jones saying I plagiarized. And you, Christopher Moore, playing the I'll talk to Dustin Seegers and Bible thumping wingnut, play everybody in the middle, I'm nicey guy. You were the worst of all. You were the worst of all, mate. And you're a two-faced, cotton-picking hypocrite yourself, mate. Alright? You don't give a monkey's ass about anybody but your own fame, mate. Alright? And you, Dr. Jones, on New Covenant Group, you've seen all this happening. Alright? But you didn't do nothing about it. You didn't show any compassion. You didn't Skype me or anything like that. Because all you're bothered about is scoring points against fundamentalists, mate. So I want the addresses of the people involved. I want the report, the information that you sent to the police. I want you to send it me. I have a right to that information if you've been talking about me. And thirdly, I want DPR Jones and other people to tell me exactly what their involvement was with that group. That's all I'm asking. If you don't provide that information, then we know that you're not being honest, that you weren't true, that you were vicious and nasty. But you don't have to provide that information if you get rid of these Google archive channels. And if you don't do anything, then we all know that you're a bunch of charlatans. And I've proved my point. And I rest my case. But don't ever mess with me again as nasty atheist, alright? Because you're a bunch of nasty people. I've got time for many atheists who've Googled me on Hangouts, the good people, and I've had a good time with them. You are not representative of the vast majority of atheists. The vast majority of atheists I meet are very nice. But I've had cyberbullying in Manchester from some of you, psychological bullying from some of you atheists in Manchester coming up to me when you've been on Google Hangouts here. I don't want you to talk to me. Stay away from me, alright? Because you're a bunch of psychos. Alright? I've had psychological bullying on my Google Hangouts, people coming on, harassing me. You're a bunch of crackpots. So it's up to you. Provide the information and call my bluff. Alright? Give me the addresses. Give me all the information that you said about me and that you sent to the police. And every one of you tell me your involvement, what you were involved in, what you said. And then explain to us why you were taking the piss and laughing a week later. Alright? Simple as that. Or take the channels down. Ball's in your court. But don't ever mess with me again, alright? Simple as that. And you want to get hard, you want to ratchet it up, you ratchet it up. I've got friends. I've got people that can help me if I need them. And the best thing you can do is calm it down and compromise and let's call it a day and compromise. That's the best thing you can do. And the fact that my auntie's seriously ill, and the fact that I want to leave YouTube, you should have the brains to realize that this is all that's about. It's about me wanting to look after my auntie. It's about me wanting to leave YouTube, and you won't let me do that. You've just ignored me and just take the piss. Any atheist uses this video, DMCA them. You own this video. If you're a Christian, DMCA them. DMCA the living daylights out of them. If any atheist uses this video, you're not to use this video as atheists, because you're a bunch of nasty people. Alright? Any Christian who believes in Jesus Christ owns this video. It is their video. They own the rights to it. If they are born again Christians and believe in Jesus Christ, they own the rights to it. It is publicly, at this moment, given to them. So if any atheist uploads this video, DMCA the living daylights out of them. Alright? Let me live in peace, let me get on with my life, and just leave me alone. And let's call it quits. If you pull those channels down, I will pull this video down and the other video, and we'll say more. If not, you've got to provide all this information. And if you do provide the information and it doesn't match what I get from the police, then you're in serious trouble. So it's up to you whether you've been absolutely honest and you can be confident about it or not. That's up to you. Alright? But the ball's in your court.